Welcome back to This Is How We Do It. Today we're doing a spicy salmon roll. And this one's going to have the seaweed wraps. You got to have your wrap board, and I got it wrapped in cellophane. Some fresh salmon, green onion. We have julienne cucumbers. If you want to see how to make those, that is in the California roll video. We'll show you how to julienne cucumbers. Basic rice, sesame seed, salt, pepper, panko. That's what you're going to use the texture of it. And this is spicy mayonnaise. And you can buy that at the grocery store. It's just already pre-done, or at your local favorite restaurant that has it. So I'll get started here. I'm going to move all this out of the way. I already got those done. And again, normally you would say, hey, you're cooking raw with non-raw food, but we're eating it raw, so it won't make a difference. So I need to get the salmon off the skin, so I'm going to cut down, but I want to avoid that brown vein. That's the mud vein. It makes it real fishy. And I'm just doing it again here. Again, you can see it right here. So I'm cutting on an angle down around it, and then pushing down so the skin all comes off. So you get nice pieces with no brown. If you get brown, you don't want to have that in your sushi. So now we're going to chop this, and you don't have to chop it a lot. You kind of want chunks in it because it will lose its texture if you chop it too much. So we're just going to cut down on it. The direction at this point really doesn't matter because we're chopping it up. So I'm going to do it once that direction. And then we'll just turn and go the other way. Make sure we got little cubes. That way you can taste the salmon in there. If you do it real small, you won't taste the salmon. This one. This should make a couple rolls. And I'm going to put that in a container next to me to do the mixing in. We're going to dump all that in there. We're going to miss a few. We'll save those for later. Gosh, the assistant over there, Gosh, I got them all. Honey bun. Okay, now I am going to change boards after dicing all the fish. Because I don't want that on the outside of my rolls. Rinse off the knife hands and get a fresh cutting board. We got another cutting board. This one, you're going to need about 2 tablespoons of your spicy mayonnaise. Salt, pepper. And panko, and you're going to do again about 2 tablespoons. If you have a little much, you can always add more sauce to thin it back out. So we're just going to put that in there.
Panko's that kind of
it's like breadcrumbs, but they have almost no flavor, so it gives it texture. It thickens it up. It doesn't add any flavor really to it.
Crunchy.
They're kind of crunchy in there. So it's still pretty. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That'll stay in the roll. So we'll mix it up real good. We're going to lay down our sushi paper. Make sure you look for the lines. That's the cut lines, and your sushi runs this way, so you're going to lay it the way you're cutting into it with the knife this way. And you get a scoop of rice. Roll it down the top. This is just regular cold rice. I got the rice spread out. I'm going to use my mat wrapped in plastic wrap to flatten that down a little bit. Again, I'm going to use sesame seeds. These are great. They give it great texture and flavor too. And then you're going to roll it over onto the mat because we're going to do a reverse roll so the rice is on the outside. I didn't put any onion in there. I'm sorry about that. Let me get back to this real quick. So we're going to chop some onions. So obviously if you forget something, you can just go back and add it to it.
Yeah, most spicy salmon rolls don't have the onion, but we like ours a little spicier, and we like the onion flavor, so we're going to just add that real quick.
It doesn't take much, maybe half an onion that we like. And we'll just mix that in there real good. Now you're going to lay down a nice layer. And we have our cucumbers that I showed you earlier. We're going to do a nice layer of cucumbers to give it some crunch, some texture. Like that. Roll it over, just kind of tuck it in. And you're going to use your mat to get the good roll down. We're just going to keep rolling. Kind of push back on it like to tighten it up a little bit. And when you make these rolls I'm doing, these are going to be huge rolls. But you will appreciate that when you start making them for people, because you can make them 1 or 2 rolls and they're full instead of rolling 40 rolls. So it is much nicer, and you get a lot more fish in your roll. So there's a nice big roll. That thing's 1.5 inches in diameter. You can see compared to a regular salt shaker how big that roll is. It's about silver dollar round. So make sure you're nice, clean, a little wet and sharp. That way it cuts through this. You're gonna draw it until you break the skin and push down. That way you're not ripping it all up. And see how nice it looks? You flip it around so they're end to end. You can cut 2 at a time. But again, you gotta really be gentle so you don't mess up the roll.
Yeah,
and I'm holding it between my fingers because it's such a big roll. We're gonna get an extra cut piece out of this. I usually don't like sawing, but this is a monster roll, and anything that gets a little messed up, we'll fix up. So let's see
we only
here.
let them thinner because we have kids, and little kids have trouble eating the big rolls.
So we got our ends. That always mushes out, so you can make little designs on them. Some of the restaurants will go like this, so it looks a little fancier. You take your cucumbers and you stick them out the ends like little trees, so they know they're the end. So you can get a little fancy with your cucumbers. And I'll lay some more down. Like I said, they're bigger rounds, so you get more of them. Those are huge rolls. Those are a mouthful. So there's your spicy salmon roll. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is how we do it. Try this out. Make sure you subscribe and like, and leave a comment for us. Let us know how it is for you. Thank you.